Hi, you're tuned into My Dad Says Audio. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. Today I'll be taking a look at my Audiosphere speakers, also currently manufactured under the brand Sophera by the same gentleman who's made them. These date from the 80s, not exactly sure when in the 80s, but some point in the 80s. And they are currently driverless, as you can see. That is due to the fact that I was using a very high-end Yamaha CD player that had a variable out, and I was using it directly into a 15-watt Class A transistor power amplifier. And unfortunately, the variable out, something happened. I think a capacitor went in the main power supply of the Yamaha, and it just went fully open. The volume went to max, and it just, I got up really quick and switched it off like 1 second. I was like, the flash. But unfortunately, it's damaged a coil. And when I listened to it again, I can, like, a casual listener, a non-audiophile probably wouldn't pick it. But I've been in this game, I'm not an expert by any means, but I've been in this game for about 30 years, since I was, a teenager, and I could hear it. And it's, when you can hear something and you're an audiophile, it drives you mad. And I'll tell you another story about going mad with audio in a minute, but I'll just stay on track for the second. So I've contacted Total Recoil, and I'll be sending the drivers off shortly to get totally both of them. Even only one was really damaged that I could notice, but I'll be sending them both off to be recoiled, just so I've got a symmetrical matched pair. But these are a really interesting design, excuse me, and they show basically that everything that's generally accepted in speaker manufacturing is wrong. The box is the worst shape. It's not strong. It has heaps of parallel surfaces, which just generates standing waves, which just means the waves bounce back and forth, and you get standing waves on the inside and the outside of the cabinet. And generally, if you look at something like JM Labs, I'm not sure about their super high-end Utopias and stuff like that. But I've seen a few. I've listened to the mini Utopias, and I think they were actually MDF. And a lot of people say MDF is it passes the knuckle wrapping test, but it's not an ideal material. It can feel like it kills the sound. So, but these are made from concrete, and they have zero parallel surfaces. They're a concrete sphere sitting in a concrete cylinder. So even the stand is completely round. There's no parallel surfaces. And to pick them up, they're super heavy. I think you'd be looking at maybe 40 kilos with the stand. I haven't picked them up in a while now, but 40 kilos with the stand and the speaker, each speaker, so 80 kilos for the pair. And they're not super high, which I believe there's two reasons for this. One, if you had a huge concrete cylinder on a very tall pillar, it's going to be, the center of gravity is going to be higher, and that's going to make it less stable. So it's going to be more likely that someone, if you have a kid, they climb it and pull it off and it kills them. That's not good for business. So, and also, not only is having a lower center of gravity more stable, but you get a bit of bass boost off the ground. So, and they're only 4 inches. Like I went through a huge stage where I was just, into, high efficiency, full range, small paper cones. And the cones that these come with are Coral Flat 5 speakers, and I think they're 4.5 inch, 5, maybe 5, as the name suggests, maybe 5 inch. but they're boxed up at the moment. I'm not going to unbox them for the video. I will do once I've got them back from Total Recoil and they're going, I'll do a second video. But yeah, no, these they sound phenomenal. Basically, if you're interested in the sound, they sound so fast. You realize how much boom and noise and you know you get from conventional boxes. They're just, boxes are easier to make. That's why they just knock them out and go bang, 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 and then they can put them in, you know, they can pack them like an IKEA flat pack. It's economical. But yeah, the guy who, I can't recall the gentleman's name, but he said he was selling speakers, and he said the cabinet would so severely color the sound that it would, it was like you couldn't really hear what the driver was capable of. If you I'd love to, I'll have to find some copyright free music to play when these are going, but they sound so fast. The cabinet is so dead and makes like almost zero contribution to the sound. It just the only criticism I would have of these designs is the ports are the bass ports are a little bit chuffy, a tiny bit chuffy, but if you're sitting far enough back you don't notice. But as you know, if you saw my previous video, I am in a little closet, so you know, which is probably why I was into the full ranges so much, because they didn't overdrive the room. But yeah, I love these speakers, man. They're Audiospheres. I can't wait to hear them again. They sound fantastic. I'm gonna be able to use them with all my amps. I can use them with the Yulu. They'll sound really good with the Yulu, I'm sure. I haven't tried them. And if you just, the little post-it, that's just my dad's contribution. He's a bit of a belt and braces man. He doesn't muck around, and he's not a cowboy, so he's already indicated on the post-it QED, which is the brand name of the loudspeaker cable. Ridge is negative, so he knows. So we're going to keep them in phase when we put them back together. So yeah, and as my dad said, it's not something you want to muck up, because if you pull it out, you can't get your hands in there to solder it. It's just like you got no chance. So it's rough and tumble, it's wild and woolly, and it's a blast. So yeah, no, I'm really keen to get these going. I will do a follow-up video on them. It's hopefully sooner rather than later. I do get around to things. It's just sometimes it takes a little bit longer. You know, as you know, what did John Lennon say? Life's what happens when you're busy making other plans. So all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if this is your kind of content and you want to see more content like this, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. I will answer any comment pretty much that you give me. I'll take the time. If you take the time to comment, I will take the time to reply. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take it easy. All right, bye.